Let's go, it's the Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show.
I need those powers. The beast is coming, and I will be ready.
If you didn't finish the first Infamous, well, first off, shame on you. Second, this might be a spoiler, I'm sorry. The ending was right up my alley. Crazy twist and a huge evil force on its way to fuck me up. What more can I ask for? I love cliffhangers. Well, the Beast, a monster from the first who destroyed Kessler's home, will be showing up soon to take out Cole and the rest of the world. Cole has to gain a certain power in order to defeat it, and right off the bat, the Beast of course arrives a little early, and Cole must try to stop him.
No.
After a failed attempt, we head to New Marais, where down there, Cole will definitely find the answer to stop the Beast, or die trying. You see what I did there? I felt the story had a lot going for it. You have two new characters, Nyx and Co, I think that's her name. They are very, very different personalities, but mostly want the same thing in the end. To stop the Beast and take out Burton, I think that's his name, or Barton. He's the other evil character in the game. He is more human than the Beast, and he is a threat that we have to stop because in New Marais, he's basically creating monsters. The only way to really stop them is to team up, and usually you will have to side with one of them because their methods are so different. The voice acting is excellent, and Cole's new voice, I think, definitely brings life to the character.
Well, you alright?
Yeah. I'm fine. But it's cute that you care.
Ow, damn it!
I'm really sorry. I don't.
You've got to learn how to control your powers.
Zeke, who I fucking could not stand in the first game, is actually pretty likable in this game. Interesting as well, as he's actually able to help you a lot in this game, whereas the first he kind of just helped you there and some while, but he was mostly annoying. The game strives to make you a superhero, no matter if you're good or bad. Either way, the game's dramatic endings sure are stunning. And I thoroughly enjoyed the whole story, and the endings put a wonderful little, sugar on top. A lot of endings come up short. I thought both the endings, whether you're good or bad, chaotic or by the books, you're going to love the endings. In my opinion, you cannot possibly hate these endings. And if you do, I feel sorry for your taste. Overall, it really gives you that superhero vibe from start to finish, and either ending, I'm sure, just can't disappoint you. Overall, great story, and one of the best for its genre.
I don't know if you've ever let someone down, got your ass kicked, or straight up failed. But those are the moments that define us. They push you further than you've ever thought possible and force you to make choices. No matter what the cost.
The graphics in this game, how can I talk about the graphics? Well, the graphics are easily some of the best Sandbox has to offer. Brighter and more comic bookish, this sequel sure does justice to the word upgrade. From lightning effects to ice to fire, you have a ton of shit that your eyes will love. They will love these fucking explosions of ice, fire, and electricity. Not to mention the overall amount of enemies on screen at once is almost stunning. Having 30 baddies, and the conduits, running around with monsters the size of Godzilla, and cars flipping over, cars exploding, and you shooting lightning bolts and ice attacks and fire. This is not an easy task, especially for a Sandbox game where so much stuff is going on, including people running for their lives. Overall, the graphics are easily some of the best in the Sandbox genre, and the art style gives off the perfect comic book style, and definitely does justice to the series.
It's pretty cool, huh?
Okay, if you're trying to make me jealous, it worked.
How can I cover all the gameplay in one video? Well, I can't, but let's start off with the basics. If you played the first, you know Cole is basically an acrobatic lightning warrior. He can scale buildings and glide on electric wiring and just glide in general. On top of that, he can shoot lightning bolts out of his hand, throw lightning grenades, and even shoot fucking lightning rockets. Basically, he's a badass lightning hero, or an evil fucker if you choose to be. Now, the difference in this one from the first one is that basically taking all the fundamental ideas of the first and giving them upgrades. You can now unlock different types of regular bolts, grenades, and rockets. I think the best part of all that is each upgrade gives you a new feature, so it's not a simple, here's a stronger grenade, here's a stronger upgrade, but instead it gives you, here, try using this power in a different way. Instead of making it sticky, these grenades will bounce around, or these grenades will shoot 3 smaller ones, taking out a bunch of enemies instead of 1 or 2. Making you approach a situation in a totally different way every time. I think that's a better idea than just simply making each upgrade stronger. On top of upgrading all the regular powers you get, there are some new powers. The newest powers in this game are the ice and fire. How bad is that? An electric motherfucking hero with ice and fire powers. Fuck X-Men. Mattering who you side with, you'll be able to attain these powers. They not only add to your electricity powers to become stronger and more useful in certain situations, they also help with the traveling. It was nice to see that it was put to use, and not enough games do that. I simply feel that since it's a sandbox game, they should help you travel around, and they do. Something like using an ice to shoot up from the ground up so you can easily get to an electric pole and then glide your way, and it makes traveling just so much easier, and that's something not enough games would do. They would simply just make an attack stronger. Another big change is the different type of enemies. Finally, we get different type of enemies instead of just making all the conduits just regular everyday guys in hoods. You have huge monsters, to creatures with blades, to exploding enemies, to ice type titans, to teleporting people. They don't just throw the regular Joe Smo fucking guy with a gun. No, and that makes the battles way more exciting. But even more importantly, makes you use all the different types of powers you have. So with that, you can make sure you use everything that Cole has instead of just basically reusing the same power over and over again. The only thing I could see being a downfall in the gameplay section would be the camera, and maybe the repetitive mission structure. However, the main missions do vary, so it really never gets boring. Side missions may, but they basically give you the experience, so you really can't complain. It's basically kill this, kill that, or find this, find that, or save her and save this. So it's very superhero typish. Especially with this type of gameplay, you really can't get bored. It's so fun. As for the camera, it feels like it gets a little too close at times, especially in close range combat. However, I have to say it never got to the point where I felt frustrated or wanted to stop playing. Getting annoyed for a second or two every few hours, I can't justify lowering the gameplay at all. So, with all the upgrades in terms of power, the way of traveling, and the battle that takes up whole blocks with more than 3 dozen enemies at a time, it's hard not to say that Infamous brings some of the most fun I had on this generation of gaming. It's fast, it's fun, it's a blast to play. Having played tons of sandbox games, I can easily say Infamous 2 has basically mastered the superhero element in sandbox games. It's been tried and tried before, and it was getting there. Hopefully Batman Arkham City is just as fun as this game. Basically, this is literally the best superhero game I've ever played, and it's not even based off a real superhero. I loved every moment of this gameplay, and I really can't see anyone who would disagree.
Well, it looks like we won, all right.
Now this is the overall enjoyment. If you haven't guessed by now, I'm having a fucking blast with Infamous. I already beat on good and I want to go back on Evil already. So, let's cut it up. With over 35 main missions and over 50 side missions, this game is beefy. On top of that, you get a chance to be good and evil, giving you 2 playthroughs. On top of that, being on the chaos side or the good side will sometimes give you different types of missions, giving you more incentive to actually play the game. If you need even more reason to pick up this game, just to add the momentum to going out and grabbing this game right now, you could play user-generated missions. Meaning, people can create their own missions and put them online, and you can do the same. Things similar to kind of like Little Big Planet. Infamous is easily one of the best games I played this generation. It contains all the right elements for me to really enjoy it, from a well-made story and excellent execution and voice acting, to the fun and addicting gameplay that lasts through a 20-hour campaign, to the way it was able to give its predecessor a full-on upgrade. I gave Infamous 1 a 9 out of 10 and stated it as being one of the best sandbox games I've played. I will now state Infamous 2 is indeed the best sandbox game I've ever played. It just so happens that this sandbox game contains superhero elements. The first 10 out of 10 score goes to Infamous 2. Will it be the only game this year I give 10 out of 10 to? Who knows, but it sure as hell deserves the first 10 out of 10 in my honest opinion. I hope you all enjoy this game as much as I do.
What you think, baby?
Oh, I think you're crazy.
I think you like it.
Boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka.